Hey people, Intro here, 53, Catherine Purification Plant Blue Team. Make Eldars great again, I believe. This is Nightmare, rocking a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero, walking through objects that cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee. We got the Death Guard elite scheme with a glowy green sword, happy with that. Alongside, GreatestAeldariHaterAgain, also known as Fiery Marine, I believe, with a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support. Fighting in melee begins with a refractor shield, can shoot his own fellas in the head to help him out. Triple guardsman on the way, eh? Armageddon Steel Legion elite scheme here. And rounding off the blue fellas is Ruthless at heart as an Inquisitor. An offensive hero with powerful control abilities, begins in melee but can get specialized ranged weapons. Got a Sentinel up. For the red team, it's triple Space Marine time. The mighty Tenso as a Force Commander. A versatile frontline hero with powerful offense and support. Dark Angels elite scheme. No, sorry, the DLC for Dark Angels. Hammer of the Witches. Doesn't hit the Force Commander, eh? Let's just see this fight out, maybe. Force Commander trying to knock over the Inquisitor, but she gets into the Marines. She's going to be forced off in a second, though. Good special, but she is forced off. They're trying to focus down the Force Commander a bit while they frantically repair the Sentinel. Ground Pound going to come in. Yep, Ground Pound's coming in. Tax looking for melee now, and there's the Ground Pound. And there's the actual stomp. Only hits a single model, but it's enough to disrupt those tactical marines. Alongside, we have double Techmarines already running off. Is the Black Templars fella, Saint Galahad. And we have Orconero with the Raven Guard elite scheme. These guys start off with a ranged weapon, can get a melee loadout, support with structures and repair. And some heretics want to have a word. Have you heard of Khorne? He's not interested, he's run off. And now the Tack's in trouble a bit. Already dropped a model. Scouts come to help out, and base turrets having to kick in a bit. They're still aggro, looking for generators to bash, maybe. Back to the west side. Inquisitor's back onto the field. Force Commander barely made it away. Must have been on one hit point. Looks like he got Hammer of the Witches to the face. Tack's trying to finish off the Inquisitor. Very crafty Ruthless at heart there, trying to use the Sentinel to mess up the pathing of the Tax, that they couldn't get more melee attacks in. It may have made a difference too. They're Tenso with double Tactical Marines into Devs. No, cancels the Devs. St. Galahad into Assault Squad. The Tax running off. Oh, looks like they decapped here. Mid-map looks very red at the moment. Decent start for the Space Marines. They can be slow starters. We have Fiery Marine with a heavy weapon squad. Are we going to see a power sword against triple Space Marines? I mean, it seems likely. Mastercrafted Bolter as well, perhaps, on the double Tech Marines. Assault Squad for the Tenso. Assault Squad also for Orconero. May see a bunch of Catachans popping up. Maybe double Heretics for Nightmare over here. It's got some Noise Marines in play. I mean, there is a natural power to bash on this side. And that Sonic Blaster is very good at shaking structures apart, such as this power node here. This weapon also shuts down ranged weapons or ranged attacks, can stop you chucking grenades and stuff, because it's just really freaking loud. The Assault Squad jumping in, disrupting units as they land. Heavy weapon squad not targeting them. There we go. They did suppress that entire blob back there, which is pretty good. Now they are targeting the Assault Squad. There were a lot of damage to infantry as it gets closer. Assault Squad jumping them now. Lord Commissar doing what he can. Really wants to get that power sword, I would think. Has Carapace armor up. Bunch of health regen. And makes Inspire Courage better. Buffing the Commissar when he uses it. Really nice piece of war gear. It's a big chunky health increase. And combined with the shield, really helps out. 376 to 499 on the VPs. Shotgun blast doesn't knock over the Lord Commissar, because the shield was up. But he's going to need to be careful and judge this well here. Fiery Marine. Meanwhile, the Tech Marine busy capping. Now the las guns return. Do we have sergeants? We do have... Oh, we have a sergeant on one of them. Taking them up to 9 models. They'll reinforce 2 at a time. And those guys also have 9 models back there. Scouts coming in looking for a grenade maybe? Oh, they don't have the energy to throw it. The Sentinel of Ruthless at heart doing some work, and Catachan Devil's on the way for that Inquisitor. She's back at base, and she has the Holy Brazier, a power melee weapon, will help against the Assault Squad when they're jumping in and bullying your backline, trying to make them pay for it. Chaos Space Marines on the east side with Eternal War, giving them 20% more damage. Assault Squad bullying them though. Even the Heretics run. Might be able to push all the way through onto the power here, Orconero. Double Devastators? No. Single Devs. A 1-1-1 build there. Tax into Assault Squad into Devastators. Very powerful and versatile opening for Space Marines if you can micro your squads well. Not that they're terribly difficult to micro. Tier 1 Space Marines. Chaos Space Marines on the way for Nightmare. Going to be double CSM with the Noise Marines. Maybe looking into double Mark of Khorne fellas in Tier 2. That'd be fun. 312 to 497. Chaos Lord has got a decent chunk of XP there. Can be difficult for him to level up. Well, for anyone to level up when you're fighting Space Marines, because it's difficult to kill their models other than their scouts, I guess. But they're not easy to kill with melee. But I think he's taken a couple of Marines down on this side. Big support here from Fiery Marine, 2v1. Although St. Galahad is here, so 2v2. Here's Orconero's Techmarine. Where's St. Galahad's Techmarine? Making his way over to the east side. On the west side, meanwhile, here's the Tenso with double tax and those Assault Marine fellas all buffed up by the Force Commander, of course. Kicking off now on the east side, is it? Maybe. Waiting for everything to arrive before the Assault Squad start jumping, I think. Devastators need to set up as well. They're setting up kind of a way back. There's that heavy weapon squad though. They've pinned down the Techmarine, allows the Lord Commissar to get in. Start doing some of that melee goodness. Some Khorne worship boosting the speed of Nightmare's army as well. Techmarine is gotten out of there. Well played, Fiery Marine. There's the jump. Surprised it didn't come a little bit earlier. Oh, these guys are becoming Mark of Tzeentchian in the middle of the fight. There we go. So much for Mark of Khorne, fellas. Maybe double the Mark of Tzeentch back here. These Inferno Bolts are incredibly effective against heavy infantry. But they're good against infantry in general. Very good against super heavy infantry too, such as Terminators. But of course, they will be a prime target to be jumped. They can't fire those awesome Inferno Bolts if they're caught in melee. Let the Galaxy burn before he flees. Chaos Lord gets away. Very good disruption from that. Stuff can't fight back if it's on the floor, although Heretics dying in the fire was maybe planned, actually. I'm sure Khorne likes fire as much as he likes blood and stuff. 312 to 420 on the VPs. Oh, maybe he doesn't like fire, because that would like cauterize wounds and stop the bleeding. Don't bleed when you're burned, do you? Plasma Cannon on the way for St. Galahad. Got some Stormtroopers for Ruthless at heart, and they've gone anti-armor kit to try and get that Whirlwind. But they showed their hand a bit too soon and a bit too close to that Force Commander there. Is that going to mean the Tenso gets a Sergeant on these fellas to spot those guys? Dreadnought on the way. West side is blue. Have an improvised explosive. We have Heavy Weapon Squad setting up with their awesome shield there. Stops them being knocked over. And these guys are building them a house, it looks like. East side. Red team pushing up towards the natural power. There's a Chimera here, though. Thanks to Fiery Marine. Can reinforce squads and they can transport inside of it. Back on the west side is kicking off. St. Galahad coming in for some support. Jumps the back line, gets rid of the assault, the heavy weapon squad, I should say. Big old stomp. Gets the assault squad to leave. Scout's not really helping. They could have got in there for a grenade, I think, after the jump. If you can get a good jump and like look carefully at where things are going to land, you can pre-throw the grenade. They just fall over near it and can't do anything. Not easy to time that though. Another Dreadnought on the way, this time for Orconero. These guys start off as melee units. Over on the east side now. Do we have double Mark of Tzeentch? We do not yet. These guys have an aspiring champion. And with that aspiring champion, they can hang out in melee quite well, especially if they pop their Slaughter. Slaughter was not active there, though. 290 to 385. I imagine with Slaughter active and pulling their melee weapons, they will beat an assault squad, although it may depend on whether the Merciless Strike hits well, as it often does in melee fights. Lord Commissar has a Xenos Power Claw, and they're bashing power over here. West side turning red again. Here's the Dreadnought of Orconero, again in that default melee state. Looking pretty cool with the Raven Guard elite scheme. Always do great jobs with these schemes, these fellas. Lord Commissar's going after it. I mean, he's got a Power Claw, but it's still not a great fight. This thing will have full melee resistance, and heavy melee does half damage to vehicles. It is anti-vehicle, but it's not doing full damage to them. So combine that with melee resistance. You're losing quite a lot of your damage against a good old Dreadnought here. Still having a go. And goes down. Let the Galaxy burn with a Lightning Claw Chaos Lord. He definitely doesn't want to fight the Dreadnought. He's got power melee. A lot of it, but it is power melee. Also, Icon of Khorne, which was buffed a few updates ago. 2.5% per hit. I think it was 1.5 at one point, which is kind of weak. And it attacks quite quickly, those claws, so it's good to pair with it. Can make him quite survivable. Kicking off in the mid, is it? It's threatening to. We have an Assault Cannon Dreadnought now for the Tenso. It looks like Ruthless doesn't really want to engage with that. Does have anti-armor Stormtroopers. Does have a las cannon too. And the Sacred Standard is up for the Tenso. This was recently nerfed, of course, down to a 20% damage buff around him, and 35 if he gets down, rather than 25 and 40 as it was before. Still an amazing piece of wargear, especially in a 3v3, where you can be affecting 3 entire armies with that Sacred Standard buff. And of course he's still battle crying and stuff, and it's all stacking up. And he can throw for the Emperor on things. Can do a lot of damage support, the Force Commander. Dreadnought survives for Orconero. Double Marker Zinc CSM now. With their aspiring champions, he gets that fancy demonic plasma gun. And there's a las cannon to threaten a Dreadnought. Last Master Noise Marines could get a hit too. Techmarine still down over there, eh? Over on the west side, Whirlwind. Doing Whirlwind things. Could grab, could shoot the Hunter Killer. There it is. Hunter Killer hits the Chimera, almost takes it out. 1 hit point. Needs to back away, surely. Missile launch attacks coming in. They're not firing though. Oh, they're being caught in melee by the guardsman. Fiery Marine, judging it very well in the end. I thought that thing had to leave. Does really well to keep it alive. And in play, 177 to 385 las cannon, almost finishing off the Dreadnought. Looks like it's far enough away now. Inquisitor still level 1. Hammer of the Witches. Nope. There it is. Hits a scout and kills it. One way to get XP, I guess. 165 to 385. Tier 3s coming in for Nightmare, the Chaos Lord, and Ruthless at heart. Into the tier 3s. I wonder if they've queued something up already. Chimera under threat. Goes down. Was that the... Oh, that might have been another Hunter Killer or something. All these guys are kicked out of the downed vehicle now. Don't have their Commissars yet, but they do have plasma guns. Yeah, they need to try and avoid those jumps. Chaos Lord comes in to help out. And this is a really good fight for the Chaos Lord, taking on those Assault Marines with his claws. Then Galaxy Burn. Good hit. And he's got that Destructive Strike as well, right? Yeah. 30 piercing damage and knockback. It doesn't sound like a lot, but I believe it repeats in a line kind of thing, that damage. Kind of like Merciless Strike works. Still the 2-1 for the red team. Both Dreadnoughts still alive, despite the las cannons and things. Oh, friendly fire there though. Didn't kill a scout. 118 to 385 on the VPs. That is St. Galahad's plasma cannon. Orconero still down on the east side. Doing well. Red team with a hero down. Usually you can apply pressure to your enemy when they're missing heroes. The red team are holding the line. Signum armor up for the Techmarine of St. Galahad, who runs away. And we have an auto cannon back here. Good damage to all targets. Small area of effect will help deter the Dreadnought from moving up. Lord Commissar doing a lot of important work in the mid there himself, because he can intercept assault squad jumps and stuff. Speaking of assault squads, these guys had a bit of a rough fight against some Catachans maybe. Dreadnought messes them up though. Does have inspiration on kill, but only his melee kills. Apparently him tearing apart heretics and stuff with his assault cannon isn't that impressive. It's not inspiring. Back towards the mid. Lord Commissar doing good work again in amongst the assault squad, and he's leveling up, and he's just going to get more and more effective at that. He's level 2 now. Almost level 3 all of a sudden, and has stubbornness, which makes him a really powerful melee fighter. Big damage increase and health regen. 10.5% health. Potentially every 2 seconds. That's crazy. You need a lot of models around him for that though. But look at that heal kicking in. Very, very powerful. That was a marked target. You just saw on him there. 58 to 385. Still a 2-to-1. Blue team need to get those VPs. Easier said than done, of course, when there's plasma cannons and turrets and dreadnought assault cannons. You okay there, Inquisitor? I think she's alright. Nope, she goes down. Force Commander just hanging around with his chainsword and a Sacred Standard, eh? Whirlwind. Can't knock over those heavy weapon squad fellas. There's a las cannon doing work now. And another las cannon coming in. Boom. Chaos las cannon back there. You saw that it was able to fire as soon as he set up. That's because the Chaos las cannon does not have a wind-up time. It shoots immediately and then cools down. 55 to 385 on the VPs. We now have some Vanguard veterans. First company assault marines with power melee weapons and a big bucket of hit points. 2,000 hit points for those guys, level 1. Chaos Terminators in play for Nightmare. Got their autocannon groove going. Good damage to all targets. Other fellows with combi bolters as well. And they demoralize when they kill stuff. There we go. A stacking debuff, causing units to deal less damage and take more damage. It's really powerful. On the east side, Leman Russ is in for Fiery Marine. Vanquisher Cannon, very good at hunting enemy vehicles, so it's going to try and chase down that Dreadnought, I think. The Techmarine is back to his feet, but is running. Is it worth using Blessing of the Omnissiah here, or is this thing just gone? Still chasing. Getting unhelpful shots on the Techmarine, though. Vanguard veterans also for Orconero, but they don't have their Power Fist upgrade. Mines dropped in. Need to keep moving that Leman Russ. A couple of shots might do it. Oh, that's the las cannon doing it. Oh, he's not going to chase. He's not going to chase it into base there. These guys blowing up on their own mines. Back towards the west side. An uncapped VP. Force Commander runs away. Oh, goes down. So now they have that 35% damage bonus if they're close enough. Set up your plasma cannon here, maybe, St. Galahad. That big bonus. Assault squad jump in. The Catachans can be a risky jump, but once they start leveling and can use their Merciless Strike, they can mess up Catachans. Look at that. Didn't even move, those fellas. 55 to 382 on the VPs. Down goes the Whirlwind. What got the Whirlwind? Oh, those guys. Well done, fellas. Stormtroopers got it. Vanguard veterans flee. You okay? I think they're okay. And they've stolen the natural VP thanks to that Lord Commissar. Look at that. They might get a triple cap here. There's the triple. Chaos Lord goes down, but I think it was well worth getting that cap. Scout's now trying to get a decap under infiltration. And an orbital getting thrown in. Terminator's getting caught. Noise Marine's getting caught. Heavy Weapon Squad kind of getting caught. And there's that Lord Commissar, look. I think he was trying to get the turret down, maybe. Oh, Hell Fury dropped in. Finishes off the turret. That's from the Inquisitor. So how did they get on with the... oh, these guys survived. Did the Noise Marines survive? Oh, the Noise Marines did not survive. Double cap now for the blue team. Red team getting a natural back. And Terminators in for Orconero. Land Raider Redeemer for both the Tenso and St. Galahad. Here's some Kassakin. These guys can switch their special weapon. Limited to one. They're super versatile. With grenades and good speed and fast capping. All sorts of good stuff. And these things knock down enemies. Although it didn't knock down the Terminators as you saw. Because they're big boys. But we may see plasma guns for just raw DPS. 55 to 274. Limon Russ doing well. These guys having a go maybe? Nope, they want to leave. Where's that Lord Commissar? What's he up to? How's he doing? Level 3 and now has the Emperor's Wrath and switches to the Fist of Rockus. For none shall fall, which really helps capping. Prevents units from dying, well, prevents models from dying. They can, of course, lose tons of health though, and it can leave you super vulnerable at the end of it. Scout's getting decap. And there's the knockback of those grenade launchers as you saw. Dreadnought pushing up the east side alongside his Techmarine and some Terminators with Cyclone Missile Launcher. Can they bash power? Do they care? Also, they want to have a go. Help the Dreadnought get some XP. What have you got? Just Signum on that fella. This guy's got Mastercrafted Bolter and Signum and Refractor Field. West is quite well stabilized with 2 las cannons and an autocannon and a Lehman Russ and a Lord Commissar barking orders. Here's the assault. Big old Land Raider Redeemer coming in from the Tenso. Some jumps. Lehman Russ backing away, doesn't quite know what's coming after it. And here's the assist, top of your screen, from Nightmare and Fiery Marine. Looks like the Kassakin have switched to melter guns at the moment. Vanguard veterans are forced to retreat, and they have defended the VP. The Land Raider almost went down. There's the other one now. So the Land Raider counts as basically a big mobile base. You can retreat back to it, reinforce if they get some health regen. But it can be a big nuke trap as well, since everything gathers around it when it retreats. 55 to 196 on the VPs. Blue team holding on to that 2-to-1 cap. Now what is this? These guys seem to be idle. There you go. Heretic's going to try and grab that contested power. Scouts on the way for the Tenso to help with repairs. Force Commander still down in that spot? Yeah, he is. I don't think I've seen a Blessing of the Omnissiah active yet. Vanguard veteran jumping into a stun. Inquisitor's level 3 now with Purgatus and has her shield. And Inferno pistol, she's ready to go. She's very good at dealing with enemy Terminators because she has so many stuns and stuff that they can't escape from. But those same principles work in helping to rebuff those Vanguard veterans too. 55 166. 2 Lehman Russes now, and a third on the way from Fiery Marine. What about these double Stormtroopers? Are they both anti-armor? They are. They'll try to hunt the Lehman Russes or the Land Raiders, I'm sure. Lord Commissar is now in the middle. Almost level 5. Looks like Nightmare's saving up for something big. Just spent. Is that more Terminators? It is. And now he's at 100 pop perfectly. Has a lot of firepower now. Double Marquezine CSM and double Terminators. That's huge amounts of firepower. These guys are getting an autocannon too. Assault Cannon Barrage. Brave Vanguard veterans mixing it up with some really nasty chaos stuff. They are forced to retreat. What's that Techmarine doing? He's to run. There he goes. Dreadnought also needs to back off. One of them's gone down here, as you can see. Everything retreats back to the Land Raider, so you can be very aggressive with your infantry. Oh, Leman Russ down. Hey, Leman Russ has been downed. That was Ruthless at Hearts. Not sure what got it. Last cannon, maybe. Do we have any melter guns? No. We do have double Signum, though, which is nasty. 55 to 110. These guys have their Commissars, so they can break retreat, as you just saw there. And there's a repair bunker, I guess, back there. Another jump. Jump into a whole bunch of plasma guns. Heavy weapon squad getting inside the bunker, which has been dropped in. Oh, there's an orbital, though. And that's going to wipe the bunker out. Those guys need to get out. The units inside the bunker, when it's destroyed, they are destroyed. And down they go, look. 55 to 93. Techmarine levels as he caps. Absolute madness here. The tank doesn't seem to be targeting the Land Raider. Trying to shoot the Techmarine down. Assault squad may wipe in there. I think an assault squad just wiped near the tank. There's an executioner Leman Russ now. Awesome push though by the red team. Creeped forward with the Land Raider. And there's another one back there as well. Bergatus misses the Terminators though. Yeah, she doesn't have her mandate. So she's going to struggle to get this decap hit. Assault Cannon Barrage. Triple Land Raider Redeemers on the field right now. 29 to 93. Down goes the Leman Russ. This is such a force to deal with. They see 40 Emperor on those Devastators as well. Some mines dropped in. They got one of the Land Raiders down. That was the Tenso's Land Raider. The Tenso's had a bad fight actually, down to just Tax and Devastators. Now he needs to activate one of the other Land Raiders. Where is Orconero's one? It's coming towards the west side. Blue team did get a decap here, although some stuff died for it. Chaos Lord trying to cap another orbital in the back there. Some frantic repairs on the Leman Russ, taking las cannon shots. And they can't out-repair all the las cannons and missile launchers and stuff. Ogren's on the way now for Fiery Marine. Chaos Lord fighting Vanguard veterans, doing a great job. Bunch of Marcosine CSM backing him up. He's level 7 with the Dark Halo now. Terminators trying to get out of trouble. 22 to 93. Another decap. Some sneaky stormtroopers over there doing a great job. Double cap now. That could be a clutch decap from those stormtroopers. Can they finish it? Looks like they're going to finish this cap. I don't think Red Team have realized. They may be able to get a triple here. Extra clutch. Auto cannons pounding away at the Land Raider Redeemer. Now they're going for the Terminators, I think. Trying to stop that cap. It's not easy. Are these guys turning into Bullgrins? The Bonehead Leader just came in there. Still a double cap. Because these guys heroically capped over here. And now they're harassing things, look. They don't have an upgrade, though. Yeah, they could have chucked a grenade there, maybe, if they had assault kit. 22 to 39 on the VPs. Here comes some Ogrins, I should say. They're not Bullgrins yet. Wants to save those resources for something, and there's None Shall Fall. Using it to try and cap. You see those Ogrins getting very, very low on health, but they're not dying because of the None Shall Fall. Now they're having to run though. Non-shell follows worn off. Imperial Abyss and an Orbital. And some Stormtroopers in the back. Look, going for the Land Raider. They got it. Well played. Well played, Ruthless, back there. They got another Land Raider. All of the Land Raiders are down. Awesome stuff, blue team. 14 to 39. These guys now upgraded to Bullgrins, which fully heals them. Awesome stuff from Fire Marine. This Force Commander still down. And now a Venerable is dropped in by St. Galahad. 12 to 39. Single cap for red. Can they still do this? Heavy losses, but they've got the VPs. Terminator trying to brute force his cap here. Vanguard veterans helping them out. And they are going to brute force it, and red team are going to win after taking heavy, heavy losses. They got the VPs, and they grinded it out. What a freaking awesome game. We had a level 9 Chaos Lord in there, still alive. Going to face down a Venerable, maybe he was trying to cap actually at the end. Level 8 Lord Commissar with his Bullgrins in play. Level 5 Inquisitor. We had level 2 Force Commander was down for a while, but that Sacred Standard buff was affecting a lot of stuff in those fights. Level 7 Techmarine for St. Galahad down at the end. And a level 6 Techmarine. And a Plasma Gun for Orconero. Well, there you have it, guys. Awesome 3v3. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see ya next time.